Don't be this guy. I was perusing the subreddit r/magic in my time off between looking at r/cuckold and r/fuck my shit up. But I found this gem in regards to making friends in the magic community. Now the post itself isn't anything concerning. It says, I was wondering how I could go about making friends in a magic community. I'm 29 and from a rural area in Oklahoma, and I haven't actually met anyone interested in magic. I'd like to make friends to discuss effects and techniques with. Any ideas on how to do that? Again, fairly innocent. Then, my friends, I decided to scroll through the comments and I came across a post by an account called Strange Alternative. Now again, Strange Alternative didn't do anything wrong himself, herself, probably himself, let's be honest. But he does point out a very interesting time with a magician friend of his. I made a magician friend a few months ago. Last month, I brought him to a party and told him not to do any tricks. We just wanted to chill and drink. He proceeds to then do magic for 5 hours straight and couldn't take a hint that nobody wanted to see more after the first half hour. The guests were rolling their eyes each time he said, "And now let me show you this." The host told me never to bring another magician friend ever again. Just wanted to share the story since we're on the topic of making magic friends. Don't be this guy, and hope your magic friend isn't this guy. Now, of course, the comments came barreling down. One said, 5 hours? 5 hours is a jam session. This shows no emotional intelligence and something your friend needs to work on. Of course, Strange Alternative replies, definitely, he has no social awareness and cannot take hints from spectators' body language. I don't really hang out with him anymore because it's gotten exhausting. All of his tricks were great. I'm sure anybody would have liked them if he just showed a couple and saved the rest for later. Now, of course, I read you that post from Strange Alternative. However, he echoed the same feeling that I did, which is don't be that guy. Unfortunately, the truth of the matter, my friends, is that most of you are that guy. I always give the same piece of advice to any budding magician, and that is be a person first and then a magician. Why? Why give this advice? Well, it's simple. If you're a person first, you would understand social cues. You would understand when people don't want you to be in a situation. Let's say you decide to sit next to a spicy senorita and she's turned away from you and she decides to give you the cold shoulder after you go, "Hey, what's up? What's your star sign? You want a shower?" It doesn't take Ray Charles to see that she's not interested in you. Move on to the next one. Unfortunately, magicians are incapable of spotting such obvious social clues, and this becomes a story time after time. This isn't the first time I hear a story of this nature, my friends. I hear this all the time. The guy couldn't stop. He was intoxicated by the actual reactions that he was getting initially, that he didn't see that people stopped giving a shit. And look at what we're saying about him. Look at how much trash we're talking about this particular individual. You don't think those lay people, those spectators, those potential clients are thinking the exact same thing? Oh boy, if he just showed me one thing and would have moved on, guess what? The next time I would have invited him, I would have potentially hired him because of how good that trick was. But no, you bit from the forbidden fruit. You were intoxicated. You were drunk with power as a magician. You got one reaction and you wanted another, and another, and another. Never be that guy. Not even once do you want to be that guy. Understand that less is more. If you do a little, it's going to go a long way because then people want to see more later. You don't want them to see everything you got the first shot. I like to apply the same rules when it comes to banging chicks, right? If you give it your all in the first go, guess what? They're not going to be enticed to bring you over for the next round. And then the next round, that's when you give it to them. That's when you hit them with the 3-piece and a side of soda. But that first round, you want to make sure that you're good enough that she's enticed to invite you over again. Don't show all your moves on the first session. And Lord knows I only have 2 moves. And that's fast forward and, oh, I'm done. Do you want some juice? Edge your participants, my friends. Give them a little bit of a tease. Don't give them the whole thing. It's okay to leave them with blue balls because you don't want to be this guy. I hope you learned a valuable lesson in this video, my friends. Never to be that guy. It's easy to fall into the trap of showing too much. But remember, don't be that guy. Whew, that's a fun one. Good life lesson, right? Applies to a lot of other things. If you are a guitarist, if you are anybody that's into any of the arts, don't overstay your welcome. Hey man, why don't you play a song? All right, I'm gonna play one song. Don't play an entire goddamn set. Put the guitar down, Steve Vai. Nobody cares. I guess some updates, right? I blew up my computer because I plugged in a USB hub from Five Below. And for some reason that decided to blow up my computer. And I did a stream. Where I went through trying to fix it on my own and realized that, guess what? It's not a hard drive issue. It's a motherboard issue, which is kind of the worst case scenario because you need to either replace the entire motherboard or actually find the individual components and have somebody replace that for me, which is well beyond my scope. However, I did find an alternative. I found a fix, which is just use an external hard drive as your main drive. Look at that. I had a problem, I found a solution, right? Too many times you find problems and then that's it. That's the brick wall that you hit. But realize that the brick wall could easily be driven through with a Ford Raptor, right? Don't see it as a standstill, just see it as an obstacle that you have to rush through. And that's how I saw it. And now, guess what? I'm back to editing. I didn't even have to stop editing. I thought I was going to have to figure this out and prevent me from making videos on the greatest thing of all time, the PigCake Magic Academy. But no, I haven't stopped, my friends, and nothing's going to stop me. External hard drive as a main hard drive. That's it. It's even faster now than it was before. I rendered a video that was 15 minutes in less than 48 seconds. What? I wasn't doing that before. So guess what? If you have a problem, just figure it out. Find a solution. Don't mope. Don't delay your work because you use that as an excuse. Crush It by Gary Vee.